Good evening and welcome to another live stream. And again, we've got with us on this side, we've got Glenn. Well, not yet because I've not clicked it, but I'm going to click it now. Good evening, Glenn.
Hey, here I am.
How are you doing?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm ready for a live stream. You ready for it?
I'm ready for it. I'm just entertained by all the comments already. Everybody having their own conversations within it. I love it.
You know what? I'm here to chat to you. I'm going to ignore all the comments tonight. No, I'm not really. I'm not really. Everyone's here. I want to say hi to them before we start.
Do it.
You know what we've got on, don't you? Have you even checked what the subject is tonight?
Yes. Not because you told me, because I happened to click on YouTube and there was this little picture.
I've got to keep you on the toes. I've got to keep you on your toes.
Whatever.
I want truth. I want raw truth. I don't want you to be prepared. I want your truth.
Right,
on to the comments.
Yeah. Say hello to people, anyway.
Yeah, we've got a few comments that are on subjects, so I'm going to skip those for now, but I'll say hi. So we've got Ethros64, who's left a comment for us, which we will come back to once we've started on topic. But that's on there. We've got Jalapeno J has dropped in to say hi as well, and that he enjoys tuning into the weekly Blu Ray Anonymous meetings. I've just called his name out.
Therapy. It's cheaper than therapy.
I've just called his name out and he thinks it's anonymous.
Anonymous, yeah, that's true.
Hello to Slipknot fan who's with us as well. Good evening and hope you are well. And the password is New England clam chowder. Secret. I had to Google that because I
Googled it. Yeah. Because neither of us knew what he was talking about.
But yeah, the question was Ace Ventura question. What's the password? And I'm not quite sure what the red or white refers to.
Red or the white, yeah.
Can
you have different kinds of clam chowder?
Matt V's Movies is with us as well. Good evening, Matt. Hope you're well as well. With us as always, we have Anthony. Good afternoon, Anthony.
Good afternoon, Lurch. Do you think he's referring to your height?
Quite possibly. I had something to share and I forgot to load the video to do with monsters. So I might get it uploaded now and see if we can we can show that later. We've got Jerry with us as well. Good evening, Jerry. Hope you're doing well also. Are you a bit of a lifter there? Have you got the plates on? I think he's a lifter.
I think he is,
yeah. We've got with us as always Lynn Drew watching from a room close by.
From my living room, yes.
And Jay is in fact with us as well. Just saying hey to everyone in the room. John Robinson with us as well. Good evening, John. Hope you're well.
John.
And here as always we've got Jeremy. Hello, Jeremy. Good afternoon, good evening, or good night. I think it's afternoon in your neck of the woods, if I remember rightly.
Is he new? I don't recognise the name. No. That's nice. Welcome for the first time.
Absolutely. So today's discussion, I was going to, I'm doing a call and I'm getting rid of stuff and I'm moving things around and I'm kind of half-heartedly organising things. So I thought it's about time that I saw what other people do with their collections, and perhaps I want to try something a little bit different and see if I can get a mobile cam on the go and show you around the room and show you what I've got going off as well. So we may do that, but before I do, I want to try and get this video onto here so I can show what else I've been doing. But how do you tend to try and organise your collecting plan? Do you have any method to your madness?
Oh, I'd make it awkward now if I didn't say anything, wouldn't it? While you're trying to faff with your little video?
Yeah.
Yeah. How do I organise? At the minute, very soon I will be taking everything off my shelves and reorganising because it is in a little bit of disarray because I've had quite a few new bits come in and they're kind of just shoved to one side. They're all over the place. So as repeat viewers will know, majority of my horror is all together. I do have some bits that are directors that are kind of lumped together. There's not many other genres together other than the horror. Oh, you got beepy noises. Nice. Yeah. And at the minute, I would probably say a lot of my 4K is kind of segregated in its own little thing, but I'm not really bothered about that staying separately. I'm quite happy to integrate it. It's just, not really thinking about it. I've just plonked it all together. Here we go. I can stop talking. Go for it.
Sorry, I threw that by accident.
No,
That will come later.
no.
That will come later.
Okay.
Sorry, carry on. What was you saying?
That was it. I was done. It was boring. It was short. What about you, Phil?
Right. Okay, so some of
I know
my,
you're trying to kind of group things together to a degree by directors and things. I mean, a wee while ago you did that anyway, didn't you? You bought big VHS boxes, or was it hefty DVD ones?
Yeah, that's
so you
through
put directors' names in.
Yes, that's through in my other room, which we might go through to. Depends how my mobile cam holds out. We'll see in a moment. But yeah, I've kind of started organising intersections. So I've got my superhero films all together. So all the Marvel, all the DC, and bits and bobs in between. They're all sort of on a section. Then got a horror section, and then I've actually started, because of how I've been sorting and collecting and trying to cull, I've decided I want a couple of the units that I've got, I want them full of my favorites. So I've got a couple of sections that are just literally some of my favorite movies. Then I've got a sort of documentary Star Wars collection. I've got a Criterion selection, and then the rest sort of higgledy-piggledy. Well, the major sort of areas are the director collections, because I've got a big thing for certain directors. So I tend to group their movies together. So I've got like all John Carpenter's together, or Joe Carnahan. I've got James Cameron's together, Spielberg, Del Toro. There's like 20 odd directors, which you're right. I got the big fatter DVD cases and put the director's name down the side and had all their films all together. So I used to organise like that, and I may still keep that. And I've got some on my shelf here as well that are like that on the tops of the shelves, which I'll show you in a moment. But yeah, I like having the directors together, but I'm also liking the sections that I've picked out my favourites, and it's helping me with the culling, because I'm deciding what goes on my favourite ones, and it's like, oh, why am I keeping that if it's not part of this? And it's helping me limit those down as well. But before we delve into this, and I go to mobile cam so we can all see my shelves, I'm going to have a look at the comments, because there are a couple that I've not done yet. So back before we started, Ethros64 jumped in. Arrange my movies chronological release order.
Wow.
When I've never heard anyone else actually do. Took me one long weekend with IMDb many years ago to do, and now with Letterboxd it's even easier. Have you ever done chronological?
No, I've never done that. And like he's just put, I've never heard anyone else do it, actually.
No.
It's quite an interesting way of doing it. I don't know how easy it would be to find things, though.
That was my worry with chronological. I love the idea of it, really do, but it'd freak me out having certain sequels or certain franchises that didn't sit together. I wouldn't like them to be separate. And if they come in a box set, what do you do then? Do you just go with the original, or do you go with? I like the idea, because he mentioned on one of his other comments about having all of his 80s films together, which is quite nice. But yeah, there's some cases I'd want certain, because of how I'm organised in certain things to be sat together. I did try doing it chronologically within my director's sections. So I've got all of John Carpenter's in chronological, and the same with the Kevin Smith, Tarantino, Robert Rodriguez. I tended to put them in chronological as well, but they were sort of section within a section and then dated that way.
I think smaller kind of genre groups, I think it'd probably be nice and quite easy to find things. Although, as horror fans, we would have a hell of a lot lumped all in the 80s section.
Yeah.
And then I suppose you've got to find that. But I think within a genre, I'd probably look at kind of alphabetizing or something like that. But I suppose your whole collection. I think a lot of people do alphabetize it, don't they? And that's
I've got
a no-brainer of how easy you're going to find things. But
yeah, I mean, Jay jumped in earlier as well. He said strictly alphabetical for his. Previously ordered by label, which would literally lead to impulsive purchases and anxiety. I've got this film from Scream Factory, but Arrow just released it, so then you need the Arrow as well, so it can sit there. But yeah, I see quite a few alphabetizing. But again, how do you get on with sequels which have funny names? Name changes and things like that. Not funny names, but
No, but I know what you mean. It's bad enough, like when we've bought things on iTunes and you've got Batman Begins, and then you've got The Dark Knight somewhere else, and then Dark Knight Rises is grouped with that, but they're not together, and it'd be nice to kind of lump them together a little easier.
Yeah.
And I think I'd be feeling like I wanted to do that on a shelf as well, to be honest, rather than splitting them all over the place.
That's it. Jeremy's just jumps in. Method: if I can buy, I buy. If not, then no. And then stick it in a pile.
It's a good philosophy.
Yeah. I mean, do you still have, I don't know if you do anymore, but do you still have piles of movies at the side that are still to be organised, and you have to rearrange all your shelves to be able to slot them in?
I literally just noticed that you can actually see it in the camera. This is a big pile that have come out of... I've got drawers under my TV cabinet in the living room. And these are bits that I've kind of put to one side to watch, or just haven't got around to, or have watched and just put them back there. They've just gone to one side for now. But as soon as I do actually start sorting the shelves again, they will get integrated back in.
If they're good enough.
Just a great big pile of them there.
If they're good enough to go in the collection.
If they're good enough, yeah, exactly. Yeah. I genuinely think I'm probably going to have another cull soon and reduce it down even more than what it is.
I've got a bag ready for another call. I've got a bag full for CEX, and my eBay pile is growing as we talk.
Yeah. So. I'll tell you, my initial call was literally hundreds. I couldn't even... I need to find out on my CEX receipts and stuff how many I took down, but we're literally talking hundreds.
Yeah.
All went, and I feel better for it. I can find things easier.
Sorry. Slim Old Fan jumped in. I was looking at the HMV first edition of The Northman and saw you are on one of the art cards. You know what? I've got that here, and I don't think I've looked at what the art cards were. So I have no idea. I don't know what the pictures are. I might have to dig that out and have a look.
Is that when you went round all the HMVs and you sliced the cellophane slightly and pushed that picture of yourself into all of them? Well, it cost you thousands, but you know, it's clearly worth it because people have been finding them, so that's good.
That's it. I know I was on one or two of the official stills that I saw come out there. I think there was one next to where I was stood next to Nicole Kidman when they were doing the chop the head horse's head off. And stuff like
unfortunately, your head was out of shot because of your height difference.
Yeah. So I don't know if that may be the one, but I'll have to. I'll investigate. I'll have a look because I'm not sure on that one. Anthony, back to his Lurch comment. I prefer it because of Phil because of his height. I always watch the Lurch thing. Jay, do you subscribe to the culling theory of if in doubt, do note, or does it go regardless?
If in doubt, do now. I'd probably question why I was in doubt. If I needed to watch it again, it would probably end up staying for a little bit longer until it got watched. Yeah. Oh, look, Phil's getting ready to go on the move.
I will get ready to go on the move.
This could either be really good or a complete disaster.
I know. I'm worried about the... I'm worried about it, man. We'll go in a minute.
On the plus side, and everyone will be glad to hear this, if it does go horribly wrong, we're not here for another 3 weeks. So that's
not told him yet.
Oh, okay. Well, I've told him now.
We've got Big Jace with us as well.
Big Jace? How are you?
I'm not sure if it's all right. There's no Howard the Duck pictures or messages yet.
No follow-up. Yeah, I always look at Big Jace's profile picture, and for a moment, it's a little bit like he's wearing some kind of blue hat.
Yes.
And then when you look properly, you realise it's a Blu Ray case.
We've got... Sorry, I'm just skipping a couple of comments as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Anthony's just confirming things for us.
A joke. It wasn't a joke, Anthony. It was cutting and very hurtful. Borderline bullying. Anyway.
There we go.
Oh, hello. So professional. It's all
right. Still? Is that better?
Yeah. Well, yeah. You're echoing a little bit, but not much.
I'm going to move it in a minute. Yeah.
Oh, hello. Hey, whoa, there we go.
I'm going to remove that for a second, just while I get started.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, let's get it up here as well. Just move on to the next question before I start playing with that. Slipknot fan, red or white? The second half of the question Ace had to answer. Was it
Red or white chowder?
Red or white chowder? He guessed correctly.
Ah.
It was white chowder.
You see, we don't really have chowder over here, so
Yeah,
I had no idea that you could have red or white.
that's it.
Who knew?
AJ is with us as well. AJ's movie place. Good evening. Hope you're all well. Matt V's movies. Be good to see your Marvel and DC collection. I'm not sure if that's going to happen, Matt. We'll let me see if I can get on here. It's a bit of an awkward position. See when. There we go. Oh, it's emergency calling. Just 1 second. I caught the wrong button on my phone.
Oh my lord.
You know that the clamp is in a certain position, and when it holds the power and the volume together, it does emergency calls. So yeah, it's fun.
They're very nice pajama bottoms you're wearing, Phil.
It's my loungewear.
Of course it is, yeah.
This is where it all goes wrong, you see.
Yeah. What I find funny is the best place to try this is on a live stream rather than prepare it beforehand.
Absolutely. Guys, if you're getting too much in the way of feedback or echo, just let me know and I'll cut this bull crap off.
I think it sounds fine. I think it sounds okay. He's on the move,
a little bit. See if I can spin around and see if I can. I got sunshine. Do you want to see the
on a cloudy day?
These are some of the posters that I have on the wall as well.
Oh.
Just for a little bit, but we had the Graham Humphreys signed Nightmare on Elm Street print there, which I quite rather like. Anyway, back to the collection. That's what we're all here for, isn't it? There we go, right.
Which I quite rather like.
Yeah, you see the DC collection is kind of in the corner here, which you can't obviously see very well, but got all my Marvel films across here, the DC ones across the bottom, and I've just realised you can probably see my ass.
No. We don't worry. Save that for your OnlyFans. It's fine.
So in the corner, we've got the films. Have you lost me?
No. Still with you, ish.
I can't even see where I'm pointing. These are films and TV shows that I've worked on. So we've got Mountain Goats, Robin Hood, Cannibals, Carpet Fitters, Village in the Woods, etc., etc. Northman First Edition. Tell me if you can't see these very well, by the way.
No, we can see them. Is that in cellophane, Phil?
Yeah, but it's unsealed. It's opened.
Oh, good boy. Well, check out the postcards while you're on it.
Let's have a look.
Have a look. See if
Sorry,
you are on.
we're going through the collection. So this is my slightly organised collection because it's films that or TV shows that I've been involved with.
How have you done that, Phil? You were over there a minute ago. That was amazing.
This is amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So the art cards. Let's have a look.
Let's have a look. I believe you are now not in there, and it was.
I don't think I am. I don't think I am.
He's mixed you up with Nicole Kidman again. Oh, it happens all the time.
No, I'm not in the art cards.
He's not in there.
I'm double checking now as well, but not in the art cards. Anyway, back to
that almost feels cruel now.
I know it does. I'm going to look at the other ones now.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's it. I'm not in the art cards. You built me up, and then you tore me down.
Knock you down.
Right. Sorry. Back to the collection.
Yeah, back over there.
So here we go.
Have you done that? You're there now. That's amazing.
Classic Pentabra.
I
had to bootleg that to get hold of it. So section wise.
Right. You've. Oh, hello. You had frozen for a moment, but you're back.
Yeah. So I've got the Kevin Smith collection. This is where my director collection starts to come in.
Mm-hmm.
And also this doubles the Kevin Smith collections on top. And then we have, sorry, playing with the tripod. There we go. So you can roast me. So we have, that's my horror section there. So I've got one unit that's full of horror films that do still need to be organised, but I've sort of kept those together there. And it will need reorganising. Generally, most of my favourite ones are on that top shelf, and the rest are ones I enjoy but kind of need reorganising. So feel free to roast me with what's in there. But
go full screen with it then.
Huh?
Can you go full screen with it?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, go for it. Let's criticise.
Criticise. I'll think again. Not that one.
No, that's the video. Back again.
There we go.
Hey, there we go.
So I don't know if it's still all rough. It still all needs properly organising, but you can see at the left-hand side, we started with The Hitcher, there's Cujo, there's Reanimator, Exorcist, Amityville, Shining, Halloween, Fright Night, Nightmare on Elm Street, Final Girls, Poltergeist. Not sure. Don't Breathe, I Lied, You're Next.
Yeah, kind of thrown together.
Yeah, it's all very
honestly.
but
yeah.
In terms of collecting and organising, my horror ones are together. So that takes you, these are all sort of separate units. That's why I've sort of kept rough sections on them. And then as it goes on, we've got some of my favourites on there. What are you laughing at?
You disappearing, moving the camera, reappearing.
I can try and stop on that camera, but I've started with books included as well. So you can see on this picture, I've got some of my favourites together, but I've also started incorporating the books. So The Goodfellas has got the book by Henry Hill's Kids. Then there's a screenplay in there as well, the Goodfellas box set. Then we've got the Get Shorty book and a Get Shorty disc. And I've started incorporating things that way as well. But I think it's a pretty reasonable selection that I've got together so far.
It bothers me that your two Elmore Leonard books aren't together, and I get that you've got Get Shorty, then the Get Shorty Blu Ray, and then you've got Out of Sight and the Out of Sight Blu Ray. But as somebody who owns a lot of books, when it's big hardback books like that, I have to organise them. So the bigger ones are to the left, and it goes down in size order.
Yeah.
To the right-hand side. I can't have like big one, small one, big one. It kind of blows my mind a little bit too much. But other than, it's quite interesting. I don't normally see it where people have kind of mixed up a collection in that way.
It's something that I've started to do because
he's off again. Look, he's off, people. He's off. Follow him. Follow him.
There we go. So I've done it with. Oh, hi.
Oh, no, it's Phil lot.
Here as well. So I've got the books here. I've got the Kill Bill diary that was David Carradine did. A few DVDs. I've kept some DVDs as well that are in this collection because I've started mixing it up a bit and not being too precious about which format stops in the collection. It's more about the titles. So I've got like I didn't know it was on Blu Ray till later, but like the Tarantino directed episode of CSI is in there as well, and also the Japanese cut of Kill Bill Volume 1 on DVD as well. You're going to wave that at me as well now. But then we're going across and we've got the book for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And it sort of keeps it as rough sections for me. And it goes across here. There we go. Go across here into some other of my chosen films that have made the cut to be on here. Do you want to see them a bit closer and have me hop back?
I would love to have the American Pie box set highlighted.
Highlighted?
Yeah. See, why have you got... So what's in there? So there's 4 in the American Pie box set, and there looks like a 5th one on top.
So I've got the first 3 movies.
Okay. Just 3,
which are all Blu Ray. Then we have the fourth movie, The Reunion. And then from the DVD box set, we had American Pie Revealed, which was like a behind-the-scenes documentary thing that I kept hold of from the old DVDs. All the rest of the DVDs went, but this was kind of an interesting addition that I decided to keep hold of. Because I do really like the American Pie movies.
Yeah.
Which
I feel like American Pie is peak, and then it kind of goes downhill from there, really.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm gonna leave the camera here. I'm gonna hop back, and we'll get back to comments.
No, I want you to hop back.
Let's have a look.
Do it. Hang on. There he goes. Look, it's on the move. This is really slick and professional. Even more professional than normal. This is.
Cheeky. Oh, right. Let's get back to some comments rather than looking at my shelves of DVDs.
Yes.
Let's knock this off a second. There we go. So back to the comments just for a second. I'll catch my breath. Jerry, I think we all keep boutique labels together and everything else as you wish.
I think that's very true.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah.
I've started to try and pull back a little bit from it because of the director collections has meant that I've separated some out. So I think some should get filtered out soon, hopefully.
I've got odd ones that kind of break it up ever so slightly because I've got like the Indicator series I've got together, the Eureka ones I've got together. Arrow are predominantly together, but then I've got something like let me think. Sorry, I'm hiccuping because I've had a lot of sangria this afternoon because I went for tapas and had a lot of sangria. Reanimator, because Second Sight released that. So that's separate with Reanimator 2, Reanimator 3, which Arrow released, and they're together. But 9 times out of 10, I agree. Boutique labels are together.
If we look at these, I think I've started separating some of them out at the bottom. I think Bound was in here somewhere, but I can't remember. It's just as I've started organising, some things have moved around. I think that Bound is probably on the previous section, to be fair. But that was one that was on there as well. But yeah, generally my boutique stuff were together, but they've started being separated out a bit now, a little bit. Still got the sections going all over the place. Slipknot fan, Glenn, what's your favourite foreign language horror movies?
Oh, favourite foreign language horror movies. I recently bought the Arrow edition of Record, the original Spanish one, not the American remake. Let's do like that. Foreign language horror. I'm going to turn away and look at my shelves. I do apologize.
The Wolf.
Yeah, Brotherhood of the Wolf. Yeah. He's over there somewhere. I'm wondering if I can bring this without destroying my microphone.
I'll let you have a look. I'm going to skip on to Bristolian Dave's with us as well and say hi.
Okay. Hi, Bristolian Dave.
Yeah, generally tries to keep most things alphabetized. Do you still keep TV and movies separate, or do they get put into the alphabetical order?
Did you just say alphabetical?
I did. Because I've got the tendency to try and keep the TV stuff separate as well.
Hi, I'm on the move. Oh, I'll have my microphone with me as well. Hi, this is.
Oh, well, you're on the move too now. Look at this.
I'm on the move. Look, hang on. Right, so if I do this, there we go. So horror kind of starts up there-ish. I don't know where I'm looking. There we go. So horror kind of starts up here. Look, really, the majority 4K. There's Tim Burton collection up there. I've realised I'm swinging that. Here's my microphone. Maybe I've had more to drink than I realise.
Yeah.
And then second shelf is Still Not What You Did Last Summer box set, Urban Legend, all my Scream stuffs together, Vincent Price collection, there's an Alfred Hitchcock collection, Halloween stuff, Creep Show, Evil Dead. It's quite a lot of Second Sight on there. That's a mixed bag, including Indicator, and then there's a lot of Arrow stuff.
Arrows together,
yeah, there's a lot together there. There's a weird chunk down here, but that's because that's a David Cronenberg collection that's all together. And then there's some Stephen King bits. and it carries on down there, which is there's quite a bit of Clive Barker down there and things. So that's the bulk of my horror is there, and then over here there's DC and Star Wars and various other different bits and bobs. Really, that's quite a mishmash over there. So I really need to sort that, and then that's that dirty great pile of stuff over there. So I'm now returning slowly to where I started from.
Yes. Jeremy, one section, favourite directors. Generally, I organise by genre. For example, horror. In horror genre, I go from favourite to least favourite. If the favourite has a sequel, it goes next to it. I think we do that generally with the horror as well, don't we?
Yeah, pretty much, I would say.
Jay is going to watch a Trancers sequel for each week we're absent.
Right, okay. Knock yourself out, Jay. Enjoy yourself.
Johnny is with us as well. Alphabetized. Batman goes under B for Batman. Don't mess with D for Dark Knight shenanigans.
This is how, yes, it's very true. There are thingies to the rule, whatever the word is that I'm after. Sorry, I'm still faffing with wires. I shouldn't have moved things.
Jeremy always caught up with his pile. Down to one movie on 24 episode series to 50 episode series. 50 episodes.
50 episode series? Good grief. What's
Jay,
he doing? Going through Columbo?
The multicam view is giving me Hackers vibes. Oh, if only Angelina Jolie was here.
Yeah, the multicam view was making me nauseous. I don't know about anything else.
Jeremy Carr, Loving the War. Thank you, Jeremy. Slipknot fan, likes the Nightmare on Elm Street poster. That came from, actually met the artist Graham Humphreys. He was at the 80s video store that I visited, and he signed a couple of prints. I had Nightmare on Elm Street, and I had Death Proof signed as well, because I thought the artwork was pretty nice, and it was pretty unique, so I went for that. So, Silent Hill is with us as well. Good evening, Silent Hill.
Good evening.
Ken Rowe. Hey guys, managed to pick up The Way Blu Ray, sealed for a bargain. Have you seen it? Martin Sheen, directed by Emilio Estevez. Have you seen it? I've not seen that one.
I've not seen it either. So,
is it good? And what's it about?
Yeah. Tell us more, Ken. Tell us more.
Yeah. Slipknot fan. Phil is in the picture with Ethan Hawke on the horse. I'm not.
That's not Phil.
I'm not.
That's not Phil. That's just another horse.
Yeah, Ethan's Hawke character was already up in that area, and I followed behind with the with Clay Spang's character, Fjolnir. He led in, and I came up with him leading the slaves, so I was a little bit further behind for that scene. Anyway, at Silent Hill, good organisation is knowing where things are. I know generally where things are. Generally.
Yeah, I think mine probably looked in disarray, but if somebody said, "Oh, get such and such off the shelf," I'd know exactly where to go for it.
Yeah. Jeremy, supporting the film. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and hit the notification button. Thank you very much, Jeremy. I'm actually I need to shout out for people to subscribe, to be honest, because my subscriber count. It's around 1,400, and I need people to subscribe because I want to try and get it up to 100,000. So if everyone can
by next week, yeah, if possible.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, every subscription, every view, every share, it really it does mean a lot. It means a lot to me, and every comment as well, because we do go through the comments, and some of them are genuinely quite touching and meaningful.
Yeah,
both. I think I sent one to you the other day, didn't I, Glenn?
You did. You shared one, and I'm going to name them anyway. Jalapeno J. He said something very nice, and it was he included me in there, and it was very sweet, and it meant a lot. It genuinely did.
Yeah.
So thank you.
We've got Sir Meows a lot. Hello, Sir Meows a lot. Hope you're well. Jerry Cheer, Phil, you got the guest, and it follows together. Like me, awesome. They're both cracking films. Yeah. Jeremy is the same with books as well.
Oh, was that the height wise and going from tall to low? It has to be done. And my hardbacks are separate from my paperbacks. I can't have them mixed. It's a whole thing. It's a minefield when it comes to collecting.
Yeah. Johnny, nothing wrong with American Pie.
There's nothing wrong with American Pie. I like American Pie. I was just saying that the first one is peak, and the rest kind of dwindle
Jeremy wants me to use a special effects for hopping from screen to mobile. I could try. This is the first time effort, so
the guest and it follows next to each other. You can't do it any other way, I don't think.
There we go. I think mine was before Second Sight brought them out. I think mine were together anyway as well.
Okay.
I think Don't Breathe was very close to them, and you're next.
Yeah.
Johnny, Stifler's dance in American Wedding is epic, to be fair. It was. I remember seeing that in the cinema and being in stitches.
Stifler?
Yeah. Anthony, it's quite impressive seeing your collection in every kind of category, Phil. Thank you very much. And it's a very mixed category. I'll show you some more in a minute. But I'm just going through comments first.
He just needs to get his breath back.
Yeah. Jeremy,
Sangria. Yeah, but I did share with one other person 3 quite big jugs of sangria. So I'm feeling it slightly.
We like big jugs.
We
Estonian Dave, TV and movies art. I also keep on watch stuff apart from watch stuff.
Yeah, well, that's how I've started kind of pulling things off my shelves and putting them over there separate. So I do have a something to aim at to get them.
Anthony is enjoying seeing your collection.
Thank you.
It has all the classic horror. There we go.
Yeah, I didn't want to loiter over there too long because this is Phil's bag. But yeah, I'm happy with my horror stuff. I like my horror stuff.
H-Mac, it gets difficult when something like Fargo as a TV show follows after the movie. Yeah.
I'd group them together, I think, to be honest.
Flames collection tests positive for awesome. Jerry G.
Oh, thank you, Jerry.
John's asking, where did you get your shelves from?
I made my shelves, John. They are... I priced up because I've built them to suit in that area. And I priced it up, and for the wood, it was a stupid amount of money. So I bought a load of IKEA CD towers from eBay and Facebook Marketplace, all for about £25, and cut them all down and made it all myself and painted it all up with kitchen cupboard paint.
Handy.
Yeah.
Big Jace, American Pie Presents films were rubbish. Yes.
Were they the straight-to-video things that were none of the original cast and stuff like that? Yeah.
Eugene Levy came back for at least one.
Yeah, I think he was the only connection, wasn't he? The name and Eugene Levy, and that was it.
I'm going to go back to my cam.
Do it.
Let's have a look. If you struggle to hear me, just let me know and I'll mess about with settings. Or
no, we'll be fine without you. Don't worry. It's okay. You carry on.
So.
Right. Did you click to go bring your actual phone back up on the screen, though?
You know what? No, I didn't.
You didn't, did you? So you have literally just disappeared.
Yeah. There we go.
Oh, yeah. You're right. There he is, look.
There we go.
There we go.
I wondered for a second. So we're getting to the corner, kind of the first room. So we've got, there we go.
It's becoming a little bit of a toy shop as well, by the looks of it.
We've got a Robert Rodriguez section.
Yeah.
Because I've always enjoyed Robert Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Then we're on to
it's so slick. It's unreal.
This is where we'll get to sort of a mishmash of stuff. Got the Star Wars stuff. And you know what? I'm coming back. I give up.
Only if you're sure.
Yeah, the mic is muted on there. So this section, I've got Star Wars films together. Got the bootlegs for Mandalorian on there still. Because I didn't buy the steel books when they came out. I was waiting for a standard release, and they never came.
Never appeared, have they, at all?
No, so I'm kind of disappointed in that.
You buy the short and curlies.
At the bottom, I've got a collection of documentaries. I've started putting documentaries together.
Nice.
And there are all sorts on there. Again, a mixture of DVD, mixture of Blu Ray, but all film related documentaries all together, which is, yeah.
I do really enjoy documentaries, but they're not something I go back to often.
Yeah.
You know, I'd probably watch one and it'd be years before I rewatched it, I think. So,
yeah, there's a couple of crackers in there. I don't know if you ever watched Raiders. Did you see that one?
yeah, well, they're about the group of lads that made Raise the Lost Ark. They did it shot for shot. Yeah, I think I watched it on Prime, though.
Cracking documentary.
Yeah,
It really was.
Yeah.
And then part of the collection, this is where we get a bit less organised as we go on, because this is where it was mid. On to the next section, I've got the Criterion together, and then there's a mixture of the boutique labels. I'm just going to take this on and mute this one. I can't unmute this thing. It's another fail. I'm going to go across.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not muting my mobile. It's
shout, Phil. Shout.
I'm shouting.
Okay, then.
There we go. So I've got the Del Toro films are just on the top across here. And then I've got my Criterion one, and then we're in sort of a mishmash of Scream Factory and other box sets.
Is anyone else finding it really amusing that he keeps freezing like that? You stand on the screen. 2 places at once. How do you do it? It's incredible.
There we go. So I've got sort of Criterion, some Criterion ones at the top. There's a couple from Radiance there as well. And then this is a mishmash of what remains of the Scream Factory collection and some Arrow box sets and things on there as well. There's just a mishmash of stuff.
So I can see Halloweeny stuff behind your Lego Grogu.
You're making a move.
No, yeah, it's your Lego Grogu because you're 12. We have a mini little thing on its own there.
Yeah, it was kind of tight for space, so it fit quite nicely. I've got the Halloween box sets on there. It's got my original Halloween DVD, the Scream Factory box set, and then I think I got the first Halloween remake that What's It Dead? I didn't buy the others yet.
Rob Zombie.
No, not Rob Zombie. They're in the Scream Factory box sets. The Gordon Green ones.
Oh, okay.
Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends.
Yeah. Seth Gordon Green.
Yeah. Or is it just Halloween?
Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends, wasn't it? Yeah. Hang on. Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends.
Yeah. My Friday the 13th Scream Factory is above that. Friday the 13th tin box set is above that as well. But it was a little unit that just fit nicely in that gap. But this isn't my whole collection. I've got probably more Blu Ray through the other side of the attic room, which is closed off and very messy. So I don't know if I can actually get there, but I'll have to figure out how to unmute the microphone on the thing. Yeah, and then I've got Baby Yoda, Lego, and a couple of Playmobil things on there as well, because Mr. Collector likes to collect things. You've got the judgy face on. What are you judging? Are you muted? Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to come back to the comments just while Glenn sorts his microphone out. I think he's been waving around and now I can't hear him at all. So back to here. There we go. Done Big Jake's American Pie Presents films were rubbish. Ken Rowe, The Way is incredible. The synopsis.
My back.
You're back.
Okay. What I was trying to do was unplug my external microphone, use the one on the laptop so I could move with it, but doesn't seem to want to do it.
No. The Way is incredible. The synopsis says a father sets out on a journey to collect the remains of his son who died during a pilgrimage. He finds new friends on the way while discovering new meaning in life. and that's the one directed by
Right. Emilio Estevez.
That's right. Then Anthony, seeing Glenn and Phil collection is a reflection of other people's movies. Collections that I've seen on YouTube, very enjoyable to watch.
Oh.
Despite the little errors.
Despite how unprofessionally we did it.
Yeah. It's a learning curve. I've never used multicam before.
No.
Mr. Smelly Potato.
Never use it again.
Mr. Smelly Potato is with us. Good
Hello,
evening.
Mr. Smelly Potato.
Quint Davis. Hello. Hi, Quint. What's the most you have paid for a movie you really wanted?
Ooh. I don't know, actually. A single movie on its own and not a box set. I don't know, you know. Not more than kind of £35-40, I don't think, to be honest. Box sets I've paid over and above, but
I think for a single film, I think my most expensive purchase must have been Dawn of the Dead. Which I didn't
the second sight box set thing.
I mean, I've seen the other box sets like The Guest and things like that that were easily around 50 quid or something like that. But,
see, I never rebought Dawn of the Dead because I had the original. I'm turning around this way again. Bear with. I got still have the original Arrow releases.
Nice.
Day of the Dead and Dawn of the Dead in the little white slipcover ones.
Window box.
Yeah, window box, so you could change all the covers and what have you. I just stuck with them because as much as I like the film's a classic. Do I think it's amazing? Probably not. It's very good, but was it worth a rebuy? It wasn't for me, so I stuck with that
one. Ken Rowe is on with The Way again. Add The Way to your collection. It's one you won't get rid of. He promises.
Okay,
this is your money back guarantee.
I think we need to check IMDb to make sure Ken isn't a producer on The Way, and he's trying to line his own pocket.
Jeremy, if they released,
No, Jeremy. Before he's even finished reading it, the answer's no. No, wouldn't happen.
I'll tell you what. A couple of years ago, yes, I would have added it to the collection in a heartbeat. But now, it'll not get watched again. It's pretty embarrassing piece of history right there. So I don't.
Nobody that was involved in it is proud of it. So no.
Jeremy, again, documentaries usually take me the longest to rewatch, if ever. Although when I get one, I move it up to the front of what I plan to watch.
Yeah.
I love a good documentary.
I love a documentary as well. But I say, from a rewatch aspect, it's probably watched once and then not for a few years.
Yeah. Ethos, my chronological collection, I only have about 300 films now, so not too hard to find things. If I had 1,000 or so, it could be a nightmare. Yeah.
That's not so bad then.
Slipknot fan. Really liked The Guest. There should have been a sequel.
Well, I think there's still rumblings of that now, isn't there? And now, especially because Michael Monroe's really catapulted name-wise because of Longlegs.
Yeah.
Even though she's been in loads of other really great stuff. Longlegs seems to have really done it. So there has been talk, I think. There's definitely an It Follows sequel. I think that's already been filmed, hasn't it?
Yes. There we go. Oh, you got to move twice. Yeah, we've got to move. I can't figure out how to change cameras. But I'm going to take you on a little journey because we have the whole other room. I'm going to try and hide the mess that's in here as well because there's things all over it turn into a dumping ground, but this is the remainder of the whole other room. It's pretty dark in here as well, which doesn't help. But I've got... Can you see the piles?
I can see Stealth on Blu Ray.
Have you lost me?
No, I'm with you. Can you not hear me?
Yeah, I can hear.
Okay, then I can hear you, so don't worry.
I'm trying to see where the picture is, to be honest.
I can see a pile that has Stealth on top.
Yeah.
I can now see 21 Jump Street. Right.
Yeah. So this is the mess. I don't know if you can see my sort of director collections there. Can you see those?
Ish. It would have been easier if you'd gone full screen before you left the room.
Yeah, I'll come back and do that. I'll come back and do that.
Come back and do that. Come back and do that.
I just lost picture on this one for some reason. So I can't see what you can see.
Right, okay. We can see what you are pointing the camera at.
I can see one point of the camera, but
there we go.
Yeah.
Hello.
So this is from my second room. So it's the same amount, but you can see I've got piles.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't have bent down in front of the camera. Is that a Dawson's Creek box set?
It is indeed. This is where some of my old TV show box sets sit. You can probably see at the top. There's Due South. There's Buffy the Vampire Slayer. There might be Chuck up there as well. Battlestar Galactica, Dollhouse, Entourage, ER, and things like that.
And why are all these things in the other room?
Space. Oh, you mean the piles or the discs?
Well, the discs themselves. I mean, realistically, if it's things that you are keeping, do you not want to change your units and have everything together?
Might do eventually. It depends on the rooms, to be fair. This is where it comes into deciding about organising more than anything.
Again, though, this is down to culling as well, because there's probably a hell of a lot of stuff in there that you don't want or need. So
yeah, this is where this is why they're in piles at the minute, because I'm mid cull. So yeah, it had my director collections in there, which you can see kind of on top. On the left hand side, we've got I can't see it clear enough now, but there's Christopher Nolan, Edgar Wright, Baz Luhrmann. Is it? I can't make out who the other one is. Might be Peter Jackson on there. I think
Peter Jackson on the left. Yeah.
Yeah, so my director collections were in there. The Jackie Chan collections there that you can probably see on the top shelf. But these were all being reorganised, and it's deciding how to organise the collections, whether to keep them in the sort of director collections or to do something different with them.
Did you just read that comment as well?
I did, yeah. It threw me off in a minute.
From Johnny Carrot Heed, north of the border.
Dawson's Creek can go.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Not sure about that. I think it's still.
Oh, Phil, you're not going to rewatch it. That's the point. We have fond memories of Dawson's Creek. We have fond memories of it.
Yeah.
You're not going to sit down and rewatch it. You just
I'm not worried about that box set yet. Not like I am some of the other stuff that's in the collection.
Because it's shoved in another room.
Yeah, it's well, yeah, it's just the piles of stuff that I've got to obviously sort through and organise into some kind of space. But I've kept it so it's nice and neat with the things down here, which is fine. And then it's a sort of reflection of it in the other room with that space at the bottom of the slanted roof just being used for the collection. So all this upstairs room was meant to be for me, but the other room turned into more of a dumping ground. As you can see, they probably see the puzzle in the bottom left corner that got dumped there. I think there's my camera in there as well, and lots of bits that need sorting out. But yeah, the culling is real. The organising of the chaos is needed. But yeah, so it's deciding what to do. I'm just going to jump back to comments because I've seen a couple I want to get to. Brian Smith actually went back on my receipts and found that I spent £1,700 in 18 months on physical media. So I'm cutting back now on just essential purchases. Yeah,
I mean, when we both read that, neither of us are really shocked because I think that amount in 18 months is probably very doable by every single person that's on here.
Yeah,
it's not a crazy amount, to be honest. Well, I mean, let's put it another way. It is a crazy amount. It's not crazy as in it's not unusual. But yeah, it probably is madness.
But when you talk about the box sets like The Hitcher, I mean, that's £50 in 1 month already before you've even started considering it. So if you say £100 a month is what you're spending, then it's like your Hitcher in 1 month's £50. If there's another box set of similar sort of price, it's 2 movies for £100. That's your sort of budget gone just like that. I think it's just a matter of being careful which ones you pick up and which editions for the right reason as well. It's I want to come on to Bristolian Dave's. Where's your Jean-Claude Van Damme collection?
Yeah, where, Phil? Where is it?
I'd
I
say
can put my hand on mine straight away.
most of it's been called. To be fair, there's only 3 or 4 of his movies left, I think, that I've kept.
I've only got.
Have you got Kickboxer and Bloodsport?
I've got the only 3 that matter.
Kickboxer,
Well, to be honest,
Bloodsport,
there's only 2 that matter. To be honest,
Predator.
Bloodsport goes without
Yeah.
saying. Kickboxer goes without saying. And then randomly, No Retreat, No Surrender, but as it was also known, Karate Tiger.
Nice.
So yeah, so they're the only 3 that I own. The only one I would consider owning, you know, I was a
Time Cop.
Yeah, exactly. I was a big Van Damme fan in the day, and you know, AWOL, which in the States I think was called Lionheart. But then he went off and did things like, what was the one where he was in was it Legionnaire? Where he was in the French Foreign Legion, all that kind of stuff. And then there was something about a medallion or something, wasn't there?
I can't remember.
It wasn't called The Medallion because that was a Jackie Chan movie. But there was something along those lines, and I just very quickly lost interest. But I'm just going to...
Yeah, to be honest, a lot of his movies, it's one-time watches for me anyway. They're kind of fun, but not to repeat view too much.
Yeah.
Anyway, Jeremy Carr, if I combine my TV series and movies, audio dramas, CD, music on a CD specifically comes in at under 900 releases. That's pretty good going, that is. My highest count was over 2,000 back in my early 20s between movies, series, and music.
Yeah, I say mine was ludicrous. It was, you know, this is quite a lot of shelving, but it was 3 times that previously. And I say I just set to one day and just, you got rid of Van Damme movies. How dare you? Oh dear.
Oh no! We're on a Van Damme thing now.
No, Jeremy. No, Jeremy.
It's not. I had the 88 films release of Street Fighter. I've sold it recently on eBay. It was one that got called, but it was a struggle to get through, Jeremy. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Quinn Davis, any David Lynch? I don't think I have.
I'm doing that noise again. That's my thinking noise, apparently. I didn't realise I did it.
I've got my water with me today.
Good man. Good man. I found... Oh, very nice. I found the other day, I'd forgot that I'd won a competition for Dune, the new movie. And I got a T-shirt and a beanie and various different things. And I got a really beautiful engraved water bottle that. And I'd completely forgot I got it. And I would fish it out. I'm not sure where I've got it. As for David Lynch. Yeah, you see, Johnny, that was the first thing that popped in my head when you said Street Fighter. Because I think a lot of people, a lot of young men, should we say, enjoyed Kylie Minogue being in there.
Ming-Na Wen was in there as well. I'm watching her on ER at the moment, and I rewatched that.
Yeah.
She's in that. No, I've not got any David Lynch, I don't think.
I did have Twin Peaks in there for a while, and I genuinely wanted to love it, and I just didn't. So it went.
Yeah.
It went
Johnny, I've been watching Tubi, and there's stuff that you just can't get on physical. Watched Head of State, the Chris Rock movie. I've looked through Tubi. There wasn't much stuck out to me immediately, but I've not watched much on streaming from it anyway.
I'm going momentarily. I will be back. I'm just going to try and find this Doom bottle because I think I know.
Okay, I'm going to tell my little story about what I've been up to. So, I think I told you all on another live stream that I did an audition and nearly got arrested for it. Well, the job came about basically, so I've been pretty busy recently trying to get organised for that. And one of the things that I did the other week was I went down to London and got some fitting done. And I did a little video just to take you along for the process. So I had to take all my measurements and things. But one of the more scary things to do for getting live casts and getting measured up, this was in one of the effects offices. They have to take a full head cast. So basically, cover your head with a whole bunch of gunk. You can't see, you can't hear, you can't breathe out of your mouth. You only get a little hole left for your nose. And this was the process that I had to go through so they could take a mold of my face, to be able to do a print of my face, to be able to create the prosthetics.
I love that one when I saw it before.
Yeah, they take a mold of my teeth as well, so they can build various bits and bobs to go on my teeth. They took casts of my hands as well, so they can build the prosthetics or gloves to go over my hands as well. And this is the whole sort of process that I went through for a day down in London, so they could start basically building a suit for the thing that I'm going to be working on. So I don't know if you've got sound. Have I got sound?
Yeah. I did love the air being released as you release your hand.
So that was a little bit of fun that I've been doing recently. So the suit and the costume and things are going to be built, and then I'll get busy for a few days fairly soon, going down for fittings, rehearsals, and various bits and bobs before we start actually doing anything. So yeah, it could affect when I post videos, when I can do live streams and things like that. So yeah, I just thought I'd give a little bit of insight of what I was doing this week.
What you've been up to. Yeah,
it's quite nice to be able to get little bits and bobs of footage like that, just to show people what I've been doing. I might put a video together and put it actually out on YouTube to tell a little bit more. And because I know when I'm on the live streams, I can babble, I can forget things, and things come to mind. But if I can do a video on it, then I can script it out a little bit as things come and make sure I get it all down there as well.
You don't babble. It's not true.
Not at all.
No.
Not at all. Jeremy liked it as well.
Yeah, well, I thought it was awesome as well, Jeremy. I mean, this will not look as awesome now, but I really liked it. This is a very cool Dune water bottle.
Have you not used it?
No, I've never used it. As you can see, it's never come out of the packaging. It does say Dune on it. There we go. And then it's got all that. I must not fear. What's it? There is the mind killer and all that kind of stuff. That's very nice, isn't it? Nice bottle.
Very good.
Anyway, that's it. Not as good as you getting your face cast, but there we go.
No, I thought it was interesting. That's why I just wanted to capture a bit of the process, because it is kind of difficult. I did have a bit of a freak out doing it as well. I've had it done before, and I knew what to expect. So yeah, I felt the panic attack sort of coming on. So I knew to raise my hand, and then they'd start. It sounds odd, but they'd start touching you and talking to you a bit more, and it just brings you back down. So when they started that, take a deep breath, and then you can sort of focus in and really just relax.
Yeah, I suppose when you can't see and hear, there's an element of have they all run off and left you?
Yeah,
and you're there on your own, and they're never coming back.
Yeah, it's anyway. Quint, I hope you get to keep a cast of your face.
I said this to him the other day. The amount of times he's had it done, and he's never asked for one. But I think in the early days, you never felt like you could kind of go, "Oh, can I have one of them, please?"
Yeah.
Whereas now you're kind of further in, you probably feel like you can do.
You know, it was the same when I was doing the Pentaverate. There was actually my head in the trailer that had the pinned the beard and everything, the eyebrows that stuck on me. They used to pin it to the mannequin head of my face, and it was in the trailer every day. And again, I never asked to be able to keep it or for them to do me one, but I don't think it would be a big ask for them to give it to me, because I think they just get skipped at the end of it. I don't think they get kept very often. I think these effects guys do tend to keep the faces. Obviously, you saw on the video that
just in case. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see if we can find one. That they literally kept all. There's so many on there that it's playing again. You can see all the heads in the background, and these aren't sort of just randoms. There are a lot of quite famous faces that are about there. I think they had Angelina Jolie in there. I think I saw Robin Williams in there as well. I don't think I got the right angle on it, any of them. I don't think there was many in there, but yeah, they had all sorts of famous faces in there. Can you see any that you recognise?
Well, I mean, that one looks a little bit like Boris Karloff, if I'm honest. So that's probably. Oh, I can see Judi Dench.
Yeah, Judi Dench is in there. Yeah, they did
Yeah.
her. They did
I would say
hers
that's.
for Artemis Fowl. I think they got that as well.
I would say that's probably Peter Cushing. There's Hugo Weaving. He's got Liam Neeson next to him. That's top right. Who else we got?
Missed it. Sorry.
Ah, missed it. There we go. Oh, that's better. Who we got on there?
You can't see my mouse hovering over it, but yeah, it's all sorts there.
Yeah.
So there's Robin Williams I know he was on there as well, but yeah, that's your lot. But I'll release that do it as a video at some point when I can probably get away with it a little more. But it was interesting.
Jeremy does keep pinging up that there's not loads of people watching, but it is the Olympics closing ceremony tonight, and that genuinely will have an effect because there'll be a lot of people watching that. And weather makes a difference as well. In the UK, it's been particularly hot today, so there'll be people out and about.
Ken is with us again. Guys, favourite Stallone film?
Shall I go to my Stallone section?
No, call it out.
No, I'm going to my Stallone section. Shut up, Phil.
I think there are a lot of quite great Stallone films, to be fair. If you're talking First Blood or Rocky, or even things like Cliffhanger and Tango and Cash, I mean, it's going to depend very much on mood, I think, to what sort of film that you want.
You just said that, and I'm now thinking, where is my Cliffhanger? Because it's not with these.
Yeah.
That's strange. So, I would probably go First Blood, Rocky 4 is up there. The Blu-rays I do have of Stallone are just the first Expendables, because that's the only one that actually matters.
Yeah, I've got the same. I got rid of the rest, so I could keep the first one.
I do have First Blood, and I do have Part 2. I might get Part 3, but if I was rewatching any, it'd be these two that went in. I did replace my Blu-ray set with 4K set for Rocky, just 1 to 4, because again, that's kind of all that matters.
Did they have replacement discs for that Rocky set?
Oh, I don't know.
Does anyone know if it was Rocky that was affected with the 4Ks that needed replacement discs?
What, the first one, the first film?
I think most of the films had replacement discs done, if I'm not wrong.
Did they? I don't know. Didn't know about that.
I don't know. We'll ask the audience. Well, anyway, go on, carry on. Stallone.
Yeah. Well, no, that's completely distracted me now. And then you see, this is quite a good little set because in there you've got Cobra, Assassins, Tango and Cash, The Specialist, and Demolition Man. I do like Demolition Man. Yeah. I do like Tango and Cash.
Yeah.
Ray Tango and Gabriel Cash. That's quite a good little set.
It is a good set.
Yeah. So yeah, I would probably Demolition Man's probably in there now, but I would say Cliffhanger, Rocky 4, First Blood.
Fair.
Can't narrow it down.
Yes, I'd go along with them. I like the original Rocky over 4 though, to be fair, but that's just me.
The original Rocky over 4? Do you really? Oh, okay. Yeah. I find the first one a little bit slow, if I'm honest.
Yeah, might be. Johnny, roasting today? Yes, in Scotland. I'm only in as I've knackered myself building a shed.
Building a shed. Yeah, it's been really hot, and it's going to be hotter tomorrow apparently as well. So that's something to look forward to.
Jeremy, for the people that have yet to call, what would you say to help them to get the idea to sink in?
You see, I don't think there is anything we could say that would get. You're either slightly in that frame of mind already, or you're not. You know, you've encountered in comments on some of your videos and what have you, where it's very. If somebody's a real hardened collector, there's no reasoning with them in any way, shape, or form. It's kind of, It's weird. It's kind of like I say, it's an addiction. We've said this before, and when you're in it, I don't think you kind of see it.
No.
It's only if you're able to step away from it, or you're willing to kind of step away from it, you kind of look and you go, wow, this is probably a little bit out of control.
I didn't see it for the longest time because to me, it's like, well, this is my collection. It shouldn't matter to anyone else what I have. It's what I love. This is my collection. I don't want to take the numbers down.
It's not harming anyone else. What's the big deal?
There's a lot of justification there. And until you sort of take that step back and look at things and you start to kind of say there, yes, it is part of your collection, but does it serve a purpose? Am I going to watch it again? Did it mean anything to me? I've got a connection to it. And you start looking at things in that sort of way, and you start to realize that, in fact, some of your collection, it doesn't mean anything to you. Yes, it makes up the larger collection and your thing, but when you haven't got that connection to it, is it worth keeping them? They're taking up space. It is part of your collection, which a lot will argue, but at the same time, does it need to be in your collection for you? Are you just having it because it is part of a larger thing, or does it have a purpose?
It's like we've said when it's a franchise and things, and you kind of go, well, I didn't really like 4 and 5, but I need them because I've got 1, 2, 3, and I've got 6, 7, 8, so I need to have them on my shelf. You don't need to have them on your shelf at all. All you're doing then is playing a bit of a numbers game and things like that. But it's not. If it's not something you even like, you don't need to buy it. It doesn't need to be on your shelf. Just make up numbers. It really doesn't.
I mean, when someone's got this, if they've got the space in the house and they've got the money, then I can see it being a lot easier to have a larger collection because you're not worried about that space. You're not worried about when the next thing's coming from. And it'd just be a matter of you've got everything that you could dream of, everything that you want. But if it gets used again, because the numbers...
Yeah, it's space, it's finances, it is, genuinely, I think most of us could go back through a collection and if we're truly honest with ourselves, there'll be stuff on those shelves that we will never watch again.
Yeah.
At which point you do kind of think, like I say, it's down to the individual. Leave it there by all means. Like I've said in the past, it's people's hard-earned money. They can spend it on whatever they like to. Yeah. But if something's sat there and you're genuinely never going to watch it again, you don't need to own it. It doesn't need to be there.
Yeah, you might want to own it, but... Yeah, I think it's all personal decisions, and you got to, like you say, you got to be in the right mindset to be able to go on that journey if you want to. If you want to.
If you want to. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Glenn, did you ever see the director's cut of Rocky IV?
No, it is. I wanted to. That was partially why I bought this set because it is in there. It's got the theatrical version and then that Rocky versus Drago one.
Yeah.
But now I'm really paranoid about you saying it had a recall thing on disc.
We'll have a look a bit later. I'm sure.
I'm going to look into that. I'm going to look into that. But no, I've yet to watch it, but I do want to watch it. The only thing that people always bang on about is the fact that they cut the robot out of it that he bought for Paulie's birthday.
Over number 4.
Yeah.
If it's Shout or Scream Factory, you probably do need a replacement disc. Absolutely.
No, it's just a general Warner Brothers UK release.
Yeah. Jeremy, if you could have any crossover, what would it be? I liked the rumor that we had about the Jump Street and Men in Black crossover. I thought that sounded ridiculous, and it could have been fun.
I think it was fairly genuine to a degree as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Probably a few more horror crossovers. I mean, Freddy versus Jason was quite entertaining.
Yeah.
I know there were talk of Freddy versus Jason versus Ash at one point. That was kind of thrown out there, but never happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, some things don't need to be thrown together.
No.
Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Ken Rowe has just added crossover would be James Bond and Ethan Hunt teaming up in a movie.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big James Bond fan. and I just think Mission Impossible has now surpassed the Bond films. They're kind of doing now what the Bond films used to do.
Yeah.
You know, the Bond films used to come out and it had really set a precedent and kind of pushed the envelope a little bit further than everybody else did, and everybody else was playing catch up, and that's really gone by the by now.
Yeah.
And Mission Impossible is ahead of the game thanks to Tom Cruise.
Absolutely. I agree. I agree.
I
My
agree.
kids are watching,
I agree that you agree that I agree.
My kids are watching Bond right now, to be fair.
Yeah, what they're watching?
The Spy Who Loved Me.
Yeah. Okay.
Roger Moore.
Yeah.
Well, you know that.
I knew that. Yeah.
Bristow and Dave, no one needs to call. It's on a case-by-case basis. It's up to you, the individual, and their own collecting habits. Some people are minimalist, some people aren't. Everyone's situation is different. No judgment. Absolutely.
Correct. As we've always said on here, there is no judgment. There is no right or wrong.
No.
I can only talk about my experience, and that was needing to cull because it was getting out of control.
Yeah. Me too. Ken, to be fair, my guilty pleasure are the really bad sequels. Halloween 4, 5, and 6, for instance. Friday the 13th sequels, especially Jason Takes Manhattan.
Jason Takes Manhattan is really amusing, to be honest. I like it when the boxer guy is on the roof with him and he's trying to like box Jason and he's getting a few jabs in and stuff like that, and then Jason just hits him once and decapitates him and sends his head flying.
I still got a soft spot for Jason X.
Yeah.
Really love that one.
Smashing Halloween frozen head.
Halloween sequels as well. You get H20 sticking out like a sore thumb for being a cracking little movie. In my eyes.
Yeah.
CP, greetings from Canada.
Greetings.
It'll be afternoon over there now, I think, depending which area of Canada.
Yeah.
Late morning, early afternoon.
Did very well in the Olympics.
No one ever needs to own a title. They want to own it.
Exactly. Oh, thanks, Dave. I always say that.
Here we go. Johnny, crossover, Blade and Twilight.
Yeah, there's often a few memes out there, isn't there, of that, where you've got Edward and I want to say a name is, what's the name? Kristen Stewart's character in it.
Yeah.
I want to say it's not Bella. It's something like that.
That might be it.
Might be it. I can't remember whether that's
it. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
And then you've got Wesley Snipes stood behind them, ready to take him out.
Yeah. Quint, I'll leave this one with you because I don't care for Bond very much. Who's your favourite Bond? I will stick my oar in here.
Go on then.
I really liked Timothy Dalton.
I really liked
an unfair shake of the stick.
Timothy Dalton he came in with Living Daylights, which was originally meant for Pierce Brosnan, but Pierce couldn't get out of his contract with Remington Steele. So in came Tim. Tim was mainly a theatrical actor. He'd done bits of film and TV and what have you, but he was mainly theatre-based. Living Daylights was very Bond. And then License to Kill was so ahead of its time that nobody was ready for it. And that's the biggest issue with License to Kill. Nobody was ready for it. It wasn't until kind of like Daniel Craig later on and they went back to the books, and if License to Kill had been a Daniel Craig film and come out during that time period where he's taking on drug dealers and all this kind of stuff, everyone would have loved it. Everyone would have flipped out. But it was not the James Bond that everybody knew and kind of wanted at the time. And it's a real shame because I really liked him.
Yeah.
Timothy Dalton in License to Kill is so Ian Fleming's James Bond. He really is.
Yeah. And Slipknot fans just added into that as well. Timothy Dalton is said to be the most accurate Bond straight from the novels.
Correct. Yeah. He is. Yeah.
Next question, next caller. Jeremy, what food did you see in a movie that made you think, damn, I wish that was real, looks so good?
Jeremy, that's such a out there question.
The Cubano sandwich in Chef.
Yeah, you know what? I feel like we've had this conversation already.
Might have.
Because I joked about the stuff, that milkshake from the horror film, The Stuff. What else was there? sure we've talked about this. Or I'm having serious deja vu, one or the other.
Warm apple pie from American Pie.
Just don't buy the one that's got the hole in the middle of it.
Yeah. It's like when you're watching True Romance, the cherry pie and the takeout and the $5 shake from Pulp Fiction with the burgers, the big Hooner burger and stuff like that.
I tell you, the worst pie is I feel like it's the start of Natural Born Killers, and it might be Mickey that's eating it, and it's like a key lime pie, and it looks like jelly, or for those in America watching it, Jello. It just looks horrible. It looks really fake and nasty. It's very strange.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, Slipknot fans with me. Big Kahuna
burger. Yeah.
It looks one tasty burger.
Yeah. That is a tasty burger.
Brian Smith. It is difficult. I own the first 3 Poltergeist movies, but do I really want or need the third? No, you don't.
No, you don't. But it's kind of... I don't know if... Brian, I don't know if you're a horror fan as well. I mean, you potentially are. You've got the Poltergeist movies. Obviously, there was the whole story regarding the third one where her life was taken and things like that. And there's almost... not folklore. What's the kind of... There's almost an aura around that film because of the stories connected to it rather than the actual film itself, I think, with the third one. Because I think otherwise nobody would ever even remember there was a third film in the franchise, I don't think. So, do you need to own it? Probably not.
Or a remake.
Own it.
Or a remake.
Yeah, I completely forgot the remake happened.
Yeah, I think we need to. I've never watched it, but it looked...
No, I've never watched it, but it got slated, didn't it?
Yeah. Jeremy, the only food question I've asked before was cheese or chocolate related. I went chocolate this evening.
Nice. I've got a bit of chocolate in
it. It was just why Jeremy mentioned cheese or chocolate. I just wanted to show I've been scoffing down on some proper chocolate. Plain old dairy milk.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with Cadbury's, to be honest.
No, we can't. Ken Rowe agrees, Jason X all the way.
It is amusing. I say the obviously the one that stands out is the one that gets replayed constantly, where he freezes her head in the cryo fluid, and then just smashes it. Yeah.
Oh, that's a great kill. I like this the callback they did with the sleeping bags against the tree as well.
Yeah, that was like a holographic thing or something, wasn't it? And Jason was like really confused because couldn't work out what was happening.
Because that was a Star Trek rip-off if it was a holodeck. But yeah,
we can't have that.
Slipknot fan looked like the Max von Sydow on that
wall of headcasts. Oh, right, okay. I didn't notice him. But
might have been.
Yeah.
Where are we? Sorry. Ken Rowe, what's a very popular movie you've never seen? For instance, mine would be I've never seen Pulp Fiction.
Oh, Ken, get that watched. You'll love it. I don't know anybody that doesn't love Pulp Fiction. It's one of those films that just clicks.
Yeah.
With people. I don't know. I say I'd revert back to, I've said many times on these live streams, I've still not watched things like Citizen Kane, for example. That as a film fan, I really should have watched. Slipknot fans topped it with that comment that's just come through. He's never seen Titanic.
No. I've never seen... I don't think I've ever seen Apocalypse Now.
Okay.
Which is a big one. I know I need to. I have it sat on my shelf ready to watch. But I've never watched it.
I think with war films, you've kind of got to be in the right frame of mind, haven't you?
Yeah, that's my problem. There's a few war films I've not seen that I really should, like Hacksaw Ridge as well. I've still not seen that. It's one that I want to watch, but again, you have to be in that right mindset. But saying that, I've seen Full Metal Jacket a few times.
Yeah, I was just going to actually mention Full Metal Jacket. As daft as it sounds, although it's a war movie, war's almost the background to it.
Yeah.
It's about them and it's their interactions and it's how different their characters are and the fact that they're all kind of thrown together. It's much more of a character piece, I think, rather than an actual war film. It just happens to have the Vietnam War as a backdrop.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd agree. Particularly, it's a film of two halves as well. There's a very big switch halfway between the sort of from them training to when they get to Vietnam. There's a very big switch in tone and feel and everything from when D'Onofrio does what he does. I don't want to spoil it. I just realised I was going to spoil it, but just in case.
Private Pile.
Jerry, has either of you seen Sting yet? Apparently, it's very good. I've not seen it.
Yeah, I've seen it. It is, to be honest. It suffers slightly because of the budget. There's a weird feel to it that I can only put down to being slightly low budget. It's good. The effects of the spider are good and things, and it's an interesting. I think if it had been handled by a slightly better director and had a little bit more of a budget, it could have been very, very good. As it stands, it's good. It's a good watch, but it probably won't blow your mind.
I'm going to skip over Jeremy's for a second. Slipknot's fan, never seen Titanic.
Yeah, I did just say that. Yeah.
Oh, did you? Sorry.
I did, but it's fine. You never listen to me. It's fine. It's okay.
I'm surprised. I was just surprised. It just got me again.
Yeah.
I think it's an interesting watch. If you like James Cameron, it's interesting to see what he does with it.
It's quite an epic, entertaining film. It's not. Yeah. I don't think it. If you're worried about it being slushy and romantic, don't worry about that. That's in there, but not the be all and end all. As a spectacle film, I think it's worth a look. Definitely.
Yeah. CP, haven't seen Memento, still on my watch list.
Yeah,
it's a great film.
It is a very good film. Yeah.
I don't think it's a film that I come back to often because it's quite a heavy film.
Yeah, and I think once you've got to the end and you kind of realise what it's all about, I think second viewing isn't quite the same and things, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think I did quite well there and avoided saying anything I shouldn't.
Yeah, very good. Yeah. Jeremy, if you could own any outfit from any film to wear in your everyday life, what would it be? I'd go for the loader from Aliens. Or the Smoochie outfit from Death to Smoochie.
I think I'd quite like the Judge Dredd outfit, especially the motorbike, and just ride around in that all day. I'd quite like one of the Batman costumes, to be honest.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty. Yeah, probably not Bale's. Yeah. Somebody was on about Bale the other day, and they were going back through all of the Batman films, and they said actually going back to the Bale movies, they feel like Bale is his least favourite Batman. And I do wonder whether the films are actually better than Bale's portrayal. But still very good. Still very entertaining. But yeah, you know, he's no George Clooney, is where I'm going with this.
Clooney got a rough shake of the stick on that.
Oh, completely. Yeah. I like Clooney. He's so charismatic, really good actor. And then they shoved him in a toy commercial. Yep. Anyway. Yeah.
Well, I've lost my rhythm. Jeremy Carr, Citizen Kane is overrated. It's good, but overhyped.
Okay, I can put it further down my pile to watch. Jeremy, thank you very much.
Apocalypse Now, The Way. This is a Martin Sheen fest.
Sheen fest. Yeah.
There we go.
I feel like bullying us into the way.
Hook's Pop Culture Calf. Good to have you with us, Hook. Yeah, wow, double L and double N. Let's go.
Yeah. Oh, we're all over it. We are. Absolutely.
Yeah. There we go, Jerry. Ryan Gosling's Scorpion jacket from Drive.
Nice.
Actually, the official replica.
Yeah. Somebody put a meme of that the other day, and it was some little old lady walking back from the shops, and she was actually wearing a Scorpion jacket from Drive.
No,
so where she got that, I don't know, but she looked badass with her shopping, and that's all that matters.
I bet. Quint, have you seen Touch of Evil?
Orson Welles, I have. Yeah, I've not watched it for a long time. I feel like that's getting a new swanky release off somebody. and I can't remember who. Might be Eureka or someone. I think he's getting a 4K release, but yes, it's been a long time, but I have seen it, and it was very good.
Very good. Jeremy, Val Kilmer is the best Bruce Wayne. Not the best Batman, but definitely the best Bruce.
You see, my first Batman was Michael Keaton, and I will forever have a soft spot for Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
But I do like Pattinson's Batman. I really do. I think that's the most Batman that we've ever had.
I look forward, if there's any truth to the rumours of Glenn Powell taking over for Batman for James Gunn's DC universe, I very much look forward to seeing what he does.
Well, they keep throwing Glenn Powell's name around for everything. At one point, it was also Hal Jordan and various different other characters. Glenn Powell seems to be in everything at the minute, and they just seem to say his name for everything at the moment.
Yeah. Do you own Darkman 4K?
I do not. Was that? No. Did that get a Scream Factory release?
Yeah, I've got the Scream Factory Blu Ray from a few years ago, but they've re-released a 4K of it now. But I've not picked that up. I don't know if I will. The Blu Ray will be enough, I think, for that movie.
I think I've still got a German import for it, which I've had a very long time.
Jeremy's just jumped in. First Batman was Keaton also, unless he counts Adam West reruns in the mix. I think we all watched the Adam West Batman.
We all watched Adam West, but we don't count Adam West as the best Batman or the best Bruce.
I'll tell you what, I can't get through any of those Batman anymore. The Adam West ones, I really struggle with them. I can't. No.
Well, as you know, I bought the box set with the intention of going back through them. I managed 2 episodes, and then I traded it in. I thought I can't spend me time on it. I've got other things to do.
Hook's Pop Culture Cafe. Still think Ben Affleck's warehouse fight in Batman vs Superman is the best Batman fight on screen. Brutal and badass. I think it is. I think that's where, Ben Affleck's Batman really shines. Is just brutal with his fighting. It's a different type of superhero to Pattinson's Batman, which is
again. And this has always been my argument's always been. Batman shouldn't be in amongst all of those. He's not a superhero. He's a hero. He's got no special powers or anything like that. Affleck got the rough end of the stick, being thrown in with Superman and in with Wonder Woman straight away to try and, we've had this conversation before where DC were trying to play catch up with Marvel. Yeah. He should have had a standalone Batman movie. And I think Affleck would have absolutely shone if he'd have been given that opportunity. But he didn't. Instead, he got rammed in there. And yes, just going back to that, I do have the German. It says uncut, but I didn't realise there even was any edits or anything.
It may have been cut in Germany.
Maybe. And then they've just released the uncut one. Yeah.
Growing up as youngsters, what TV series do you both remember with fond memories? If we're talking when I was really young, I think the fond memories things would go sort of Knight Rider and A-Team.
Yeah.
I remember enjoying things like Manimal and Automan and stuff like that when I was really young.
Street Hawk, Gladiators. It's that noise again when I'm thinking. Yeah, I used to like Manimal. Automan was amazing. Automan's car was awesome.
It's like Quantum Leap as well. I don't know how far back we're going, but I used to really enjoy Quantum Leap.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned one earlier, one of your box sets, and we both absolutely loved it, and that's Due South.
Yeah.
I mean, we're probably a little bit older then, but...
Yeah, probably like mid-late teens when Due South was on. But I used to love that. I still do love it. I think it's great, and I think it's got quite good legs for staying a pretty solid program. It's not aged as badly as some of the others, in my eyes.
Yeah.
CP, how happy are you guys with regular Blu-rays? Is the need to have everything on 4K necessary for us?
No. How many times do I send you something and it's such a random title and I go, how is this getting a 4K release?
Yeah.
How has such a random title been prioritized over all of these other things that are screaming out for an upgrade?
To be honest, I had a discussion with Treasured Films, one of the interviews that I did. I can't remember if it's a bit that I cut out, but it's on the main interview that I'm going to put on the Patreon. But he said when I asked him about 4K, he said that it was a sort of necessary evil because these companies were using 4K as a way to boost sales more than for the need for a film to have 4K. So it's not always about the film being in the best resolution. It's more of a marketing ploy to get people to buy them. So I think it's a case by case basis for the film. Does it need it? Look at a review to see if it looks good. Because for the studios releasing them, it isn't always about the picture quality. It's just about people spending more.
Yeah.
So it's not always necessary for anyone, but a lot of people are just in that buying mindset to have the best version available, whereas in a matter of fact, it's not always the best version. It's just a version that they've released to boost sales.
There's certain ones that definitely do not need to go above and beyond high definition. Blu Ray is enough for them.
Yeah.
But then there's other things that I think, big spectacle movies that are shot digitally, especially, look the best in 4K.
Yeah.
Cinemas now, we're going to cinemas where things are projected in 4K. And I think, yeah, Ken's just mentioned Jaws the Revenge got a 4K release. And it's true, it's silly titles like that nobody actually likes, but I think people will feel compelled to go and buy that because it's a 4K. Plus, they've probably bought the first two on 4K, so they then feel like, well, I'll buy 3 and 4 on 4K as well.
It's like things like we both saw Longlegs at the cinema. If we were to pick that up, that's a film that I don't think it needs 4K.
No.
I don't know what you think to that, but it's quite muted and bland looking in general. I don't think it's particularly made to go 4K.
And quite honestly, I mean, I said to you, there's quite a lot of extras going to be on there, and I'd quite like to watch that. I'd quite like to watch the film again now. My expectations are quite a lot lower than what they were. But I want to look out for things like they were saying about the silhouette of the devil appearing over 15 times behind her character and all that kind of stuff. So I'd like to rewatch it for that. But will I spend £15 to rewatch it, or will I spend £25 to rewatch it? I would just spend 25. It doesn't need 4K, and it's not a good enough film to spend that kind of money.
Yeah.
But as we know, they'll release some limited edition steelbook box set thing that'll have postcards and stuff, and people will be spending £50+ on it.
Hook, 100% Glenn Affleck had the potential to be the best of the best. Sadly, we'll never see that.
I remember when he was first cast, and loads of people were really slating it, going, "Oh my God, Ben Affleck's Batman." Again, it's the same people who moaned that Daniel Craig was cast as James Bond, and then they shut up as soon as they've actually seen him in action. Heath Ledger as the Joker, he got grief for being cast as that, and look how amazing he was. Affleck could have been a solid Batman, and I say he just wasn't given a crack at the whip.
It's insane that the guy from The Fashionable Male became the Batman.
Nice little mole rats throw out there, Jeremy.
Pop culture. West Wing was finally announced on Blu Ray in the US. Need a digital HD for years. Been on digital.
Been on digital,
Ken with his Jaws the Revenge 4K. Pop culture. Lord of the Rings 4K. I was sad that they changed the color grading so much. Glad I borrowed from a friend before I bought it. I've not seen much about the Lord of the Rings changing. I didn't read too much into it because I wasn't upgrading at the time. But yeah, it's color grading and things changed with releases. So sometimes it's worth keeping hold of that new release until you've checked out. Keeping hold of the old release until you've checked out the new one.
Yeah, it's quite jarring when you watch things like The Matrix. The difference between the Blu-ray on there and the 4K.
Yeah,
that color grading where it's just so green on the 4K is really obvious. It's not even like a little tweak. It's really like they've ramped it up.
I've not seen the 4K of that yet. Not yet. I will do.
Yeah.
Jeremy, with the Blu-ray 4K debacle. That's what I heard, and puts me off getting Inglourious Bastards. The 4K is worse than the Blu-ray.
Well, so I bought one of my early ones was 300. Not one of my early ones. I bought 300. And because of the way it's shot with the grainy kind of quality to it, as soon as you put it on 4K, the grain is so in focus. It is so distracting while you're trying to watch the film. It's really off-putting to the point where stick with Blu. It really doesn't need 4K.
Yeah. It's yeah. Sorry, I was just looking at the time, and I think
My word. Yes.
we might be about to wrap it up. So I just wanted to remind people that I've got stuff happening and stuff on for the next 2.5 weeks and things like that. So unfortunately, we're going to be without a live for the next 2 weeks. So this is it for a couple of weeks. So I'm sure we'll have time to rack up some viewings and some stories or whatever for the next live stream over the next couple of weeks. But we'll be back on the 1st of September.
1st of September,
Yeah.
yes.
If I can make it on the 1st of September.
I will be back for 1 week, and then I'm off the following week.
Yeah, I'll be here.
You'll be on your own then. You'll be on your own. Yeah.
I might not. I might have other friends.
You might do. I mean,
Yeah.
I've noticed you don't trust me to do this for the next 2 weeks.
You can do it. I'm just not giving you access to my channel. Set up your own channel and we'll come over there.
Oh, I'm not doing that.
I could give you
I'm
access.
not doing that. I'll sit in the front room with my feet up and watch a film instead. I'll watch Trancers. Stop it. What?
Just blast through these last few comments before I sign off. Pop culture. If a movie is shot to digital 2K, there's no point. It can never be truly remastered in 4K, which is what's happened with the Mexico trilogy, because once time in Mexico was only 2K, which is why they've only got Blu-ray in the new Arrow box sets rather than 4K. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I questioned a few weeks ago about I hadn't rebought Evil Dead on 4K because I was questioning if something's shot on 16mm, how good can that actually be enhanced? But a few people said that Evil Dead was really good. It just surprises me when something's shot 2K that they can't actually just polish it up to 4K. But there we go.
Yeah. There we go, Hook. Great stream, fellows. Thanks for the chat. You're welcome. Thank you for being with us.
Yeah.
Ken, thanks, guys. Don't forget to watch The Way. I'll try not to. I'll try and put it on a list and have a look if it's streaming.
Ken, I've got 2 weeks to get it watched. I will try and do that very thing for you.
Yeah. CP, nice live. Just subbed. Thank you for your subscription. Means a lot and helps me out. Jeremy, stay safe, Phil, and good luck. Glenn could stream on Facebook Live.
Ah, okay. I could do that, but Phil wouldn't like it because I'd be more popular than him. Trancers and Howard the Duck, a double bill. Oh, a bill. Oh, it's a duck joke. There we go.
Very good. Jeremy, thank you both for the stream. You're welcome, Jeremy. Thank you for joining us again. And hope everyone has a good week. And I'll still try and post videos or post on the community on Facebook, or join Patreon and we join the group chats on there, because I've not got enough people on there. One thing I did want to say before I let you go is, the community chats on Patreon, I want to start doing giveaways and things like that. So if I have enough people on Patreon, I'm going to start doing giveaways of new movies and whatnot. So if you want to join, find the Patreon link somewhere and give that a join, and we'll have a chat in the group chats, and it's easier than the YouTube community sort of tab on there. But until next time, thank you, Glenn, for joining me. Thank you, everyone, audience, for watching. And we'll catch you soon.
Thanks, everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye.